Hello, everybody. This is March 19th, 2021, and this we'll be going over the third stimulus check update and your daily news report. Well, by now, you should have already received your $1,400 in your bank account for individual filers, and 2,800 if you are married and filing jointly, and you'll get $1,400 for every child that you have that you claim as a dependent in your tax return. Unless, if you haven't received it yet, you have to check how much you report in your tax return. If it's under 75,000, then you should receive the full stimulus check for individual filers. If it's under 150,000, again you should receive the full stimulus check for joint filers. However, if it's above 75,000, it will begin phasing out, and by the time it's past 80,000, you will not be giving a check. If it's for joint filers, it will start phasing out at 150,000, and if you go to 160,000, you will not be getting a check. So you have to see what you report in your tax return for 2020. If you have not put in your bank account in your tax return, then you will not be getting a direct deposit. So there's a good chance that you'll be receiving your checks physically, which will take longer. The IRS says that if you have already filed your tax return and you've received unemployment income in 2020, then you don't need to the first $10,200 will not be claimed as taxable income, so you do not have to refile. The IRS commissioner says that they will automatically take that off your income tax and will give you on average about $1,000 refund. The new tax deadline is May 17th. In other news, for Mexico president on Friday is thanking Joe Biden for agreeing to provide 2.7 million of COVID-19 vaccine to help out in their shortfall of inoculating its population of 126 million. In return, Mexico offers U.S. its friendship and cooperation across all spheres. Sounds like a good deal for Mexico. News on violence against Asians has been on the rise this past year. On Tuesday, there has been a mass shooting in Atlanta. 8 people has died, 6 of them women of Asian descent in an Asian business. With that, on Friday, President Biden and Kamala Harris has went to Atlanta and gave a speech on how they're going to combat harassment and violence against Asian Americans from people who's angry about the coronavirus pandemic. Asian Americans have been blamed for the pandemic, and so Asian Americans has been attacked, blamed, scapegoated, and harassed. They've been verbally assaulted, physically assaulted, and killed. This was said by President Biden. Biden expressed sympathy for the victim's family and said that because our silence is complacency, we cannot be complacent. We have to speak out. We have to act. On Friday, he urged Congress to pass the COVID-19 Hate Crime Act, which would expedite the federal government response to the rise of hate crimes exacerbated during the pandemic. Vice President Kamala Harris made a comment of racism is real in America, and it has always been. Xenophobia is real in America. So is sexism. And Vice President Harris and President Biden has blamed the rise in hate crimes due to the previous administration for spreading this kind of hate on Asian Americans. On your news in New York, Governor Cuomo has been accused of sexual harassment. As of Friday, there has been over 7 women who has come out and accused him of misconduct. Cuomo has denied these misconduct and said he has never touched any woman inappropriately, and he never will. There has been 2 Democratic senators in the state of New York calling for his resignation. So far, Cuomo's response was he's not going to resign. The Attorney General of New York is investigating the claims against Cuomo. New York State Assembly major leaders said that the investigation should be played out, as this is the right for anybody who was accused of misconduct. The investigation should be played out, have a fair investigation for both sides. In the news for California, there's been a recall petition to recall Governor Newsom. Newsom has been blamed for majorly the high state taxes, the very high homelessness in California, the lack of affordable housing, the immigration problem, and wildfires. The California Governor Newsom has been blamed the most for his handling of the pandemic. He was the first in the country to issue statewide stay-at-home orders last March. And with that, this November, he was attending a birthday party at a Michelin star restaurant while he was urging residents to stay at home and avoid social gathering, which looked both hypocritical and elitist. A lot of business owners and people have suffered because they cannot open, and there was strict restrictions to stay at home. And him going to a restaurant for dinner, it just shows the exact opposite of what he was saying. California governor looks really bad because he placed such a strict restriction on everybody about social gathering and staying at home orders and closing a lot of businesses because of it. But at the same time, he's doing the exact opposite of what he's asking everybody else to do. So this has hurt both economically and politically on what a leader should be doing. So this is your news for March 19, 2021. Thank you for listening, and if this was of any help, please comment below and let me know if you received your stimulus check. And if you have any other questions, please let me know. Subscribe, check the notification box, and hit the like button. I appreciate your time. Thank you. You have a good weekend.